Hello, I'm Alice Rhodes. So this will be the first video of me starting my journey to making Lolita clothing. To start off with, I just went ahead and I bought a bunch of material from Joann's. I got these Care Bear prints. I got it in pink, a purple, and then a blue one, and I figured I would start with the three basic cuts that I could do with having a skirt design, a JSK, and then an OP. And for this video, I'll be showing my JSK design. For the JSK, I chose to work with the purples. So that purple lining and then the purple Care Bear print for the top. And then the purple and pink trims that I got. So I wanted to do a pretty basic design. So this is originally what I sketched out. I simplified it a little more as I worked on it, but I figured just having a layer with some lace trim for the skirt and then just some lace trim in between the seams of the design. This had a lot of problems with it. For my first attempt, it did not go well. I don't have any of the video for me cutting the pattern or anything like that. I have lost a lot of video for this project. So just anything that could go wrong with this project went wrong with it. And the final outcome wasn't great either. Like, to start off with, all this footage is really dark. My old setup for my sewing machine was not good. As you can see, it's just very dark. You can kind of see what I'm working on, but the footage could be a lot better, and I do have a better setup now. But back when I originally started working all of this, which it took me, I think, weeks to finish everything, and then it forever before I actually got to the point where I was ready to edit anything. Yeah, here I believe I'm just sewing like the bows, because I do have all the footage of me sewing the bows, but some of the footage of me sewing like the bodice design did not come out. And my pattern was just off altogether. For the bodice and then the skirt, everything was just too big, and it does not turn out all that well. But the bows did come out nicely, but I've sewn bows before. It's pretty simple. Just working with rectangles and flipping them inside out. I might do a video on just making accessories at some point, since that's something I can do right. But you gotta start somewhere. See, I'm just sewing the bows. I'm just using the Care Bear print and make sure I leave an opening to flip it inside out. Then, sew it closed. Here is what the bodice ended up looking like. So I only did like a short trim of the purple, and then I did this white on the inside. So I did simplify what I originally had sketched out. And I just worked with the 3 pieces, and then I did full back shearing. This was still cut way too big and didn't fit my body shape very well. I don't know what I did to measure everything so wrong. I know I could go back and fix it, but I figured to just show my mistakes and to leave it alone for now as to show proof of what I did wrong and what I need to work on. So I can go back to look at it. Yeah, the trim came out nice. It looks pretty clean. Could have ironed it a little better. This crease here just did not want to come out. I think I got it out with a steamer later, but my iron could not get that out. Then I just use this purple for all the lining. I think this is what I do have of me sewing at least the lining for the torso. Yeah, and I did a straight stitch, and then I did a zigzag stitch to try to close up and make the seams look nicer after that, but I don't have all the footage to really show that process. I just have bits and pieces here. So you're just seeing the like nasty frayed ends of me when I started with just the straight stitch. Could definitely be better. Okay. I don't think I have any of the footage for doing the shearing, but that's the main thing I wanted to talk about. So, for the shearing for this, I looked at a few different methods, and I decided I would try my hand at doing it with the elastic cord. And that did not work well at all. I had issues with my sewing machine wanting to work with it. It didn't run through exactly right. And some of it came out better than others. I don't know where that footage is, but you can see here that the shearing is just really stretched out. It's not holding its shape very well. In some areas it's tighter, in other areas it's more loose. It did not hold up very well, and it's really messy and just did not work. I don't think I will work with elastic cord again anytime in the future. The other method of just running the elastic straps through works a lot smoother. So I'll stick with that. And see here, this is from my skirt, but I wanted to show that I would just sew the trims for the lining. And again, you're just seeing part of it, so it's a little messy. But I would do a straight stitch, iron, fold it, straight stitch again to have a clean trim. I don't have any of the footage of ironing or anything. Just a little bit of the sewing here. I think I waited too long to actually edit and film these videos, so I lost a lot of footage in the process. But at least shows where I started from and what I was working with, and that you at least see where I have done wrong so far. But you'll see a major improvement after I get to the next project after these Care Bear ones, because they did not work out well. Okay. And that's just me cleaning out, making sure I clean out regularly my sewing machine. I try to clean it after any major project and then replace the thread. And I've just been having to do that a lot with these new projects since I'm sewing a lot more than normal. This lining was really thin. I think I'd rather use something else in the future. But I just got this this silk material. I don't even remember exactly what I got, but yeah, it's not ideal. It at least felt nice, so I wouldn't have anything scratchy touching my skin, because I don't really like the cotton of the Care Bear prints. It's not the softest. It's a little scratchy, and I don't really like it. So I wanted to make sure I had something softer that would actually be in direct contact of my skin. See, and then I'd go over trying to get as close as possible, folding over the edge to sew down the trim so it laid correctly. In the back. And that's pretty much all I have for footage of this. I really didn't get much footage of this JSK. It was kind of a mess, but you can see there's a lot of mistakes here. Like that, my button holes didn't sew correctly. I really need to get that fixed on my sewing machine. It was not working with me. But yeah, it has a lot of mistakes. Also, the pockets. I wanted to add pockets because I don't always like to wear a purse. It gets annoying having to keep a purse on me at all times, so I prefer to have pockets that can hold like my wallet and my phone, so I don't have to have it unless I want it to go with the outfit. But my pockets did not lay right. It caused a lot of material to pucker up and kind of bunch up. I don't know if you can really see it here at all. Tried to film it to see. I don't know. See, it's a little... I guess you don't really see it when it lays down, but it's still a little awkward. I don't like it. Definitely need to work on sewing pockets a lot better. I don't know how I screwed that up so much. But here's the front. It looks okay when you see it on hanger. Right now it's really wrinkled. It's I just pulled it out of my closet to do a little video showing it. The lace trim could use some work to making it lay flat the way I wanted to. But I think this just really needs to be ironed, so it's probably not a good example of how it looked. I think the straps came out okay. I wish I would have cut the straps in a different direction so it wouldn't have the Care Bears going sideways, but I wasn't thinking when I cut it, and it was too late after that. Yeah, that's that. And see, the bows came out nice. I have a bunch of little Care Bear hair bows now. So I went ahead and I tried to make an outfit work with this because the bodice is way too wide and it doesn't lay right, and the weak shearing does not help. So I tried to put a cord together that could kind of work, and using this corset belt I have kind of helped form a shape that works. Since I'm tall, I wanted to make the skirt really long, but I feel like making the skirt longer with how much material I was using didn't work right. Like, I feel like maybe I needed more yardage of the material on the width for the length to make sense, or to just cut the pattern a little different rather than using a rectangular skirt, do something else. But yeah, this is what I kind of did, just taking some quick photos of a vintage blouse I have with it. And the shape looks better when you have this with it, but it really does not hold shape at all. I might go in later and actually correct it, come up with a way to make it work so I can actually wear it, because I don't wear it at all because of that. But I don't know, I feel like I'd have to completely go in, take out the shearing, and redo the shearing for it to work well, and I'm not feeling like doing that currently. So it's just gonna sit in my closet as I work on more projects before eventually I decide to go back to it. Yeah. See my little hair barrettes. I just used alligator clips for the bows. Those fit more comfortably in my hair. Yeah, that's my first ever attempt at my own pattern. I cut my patterns myself, so I'll learn and improve. I kept the old pattern so I have an example to kind of go by in the future on when I work to improve it and make a better JSK pattern in the future. But that's it for this week. I will go over the skirt next for the Care Bear videos. So follow along with me as I continue to share my process of designing Lolita fashion.